Have you done your business plan? Yes? No? Maybe so? Folks, it is November 25th. We are close to Thanksgiving. Whenever you work with me, typically I want my clients' business plans done October 1st. Okay, we're sitting in November, and some of you, yes, you, look at yourself in the mirror, have not completed your business plan. Okay, well, why is that important? If you're a business person, a professional that's in business, you're self employed, you're a real estate agent, you're a loan officer, you're an accountant, an attorney, you're working for yourself. Well, it's very, very important to know your numbers. And this December 4th, here in Escondido, California, at Icon Industries, my partner Shane in BNI Business Networking International and myself will be going over different things to make 2026 your best year ever. BYE. Yeah, as Shane would maybe say sometimes. Yeah, so it's going to be a little edutainment where we will entertain and we will educate. Okay, we will go into the numbers, but for your sake and your well-being for 2026, in case you cannot make it, if you are interested, definitely DM me or write support at joemendozatteam.com. We'll get you on the list and see you there in Escondido, California, December 4th, 10 to 3 p.m. Okay, all day pretty much event. Lunch will be served, only $25 to attend. Okay, so here are some of the numbers you want to think about. When you're in business, some of these coaches, mentors, gurus out there only focus on top line. What's your gross? What's your gross? GCI, gross commission income. Eh, wrong, wrong. Okay, let's take it next level, high level. Okay, if you're just focusing on top revenue, you're kind of like analyzing a property with the 1% rule. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my other videos. Okay, that's a wrong way to run your business. Okay, so there's expenses, right? You have top line, your gross revenue, then you have your expenses. What is the bottom net? Okay, I want you to write this down as well. If you're a real estate agent, you want to be 30 to 60%, 30 to 60% profit. Okay. So you have your GCI, you subtract all your expenses, you come up with your net divided by your gross will give you a percentage. Okay. Do you know what that number should be? Take a wild guess or percent. It should be about 30 to 60%. And once you do that math and you're figuring out it's not 30 to 6%, 60%, it's maybe higher, good for you. If it's lower than 30%, to me, that's a red flag. I've been coaching a very, very long time, 14 plus years to be exact, as a professional coach with the Tom Ferry organization. Okay. And I look at these P&Ls all the time with people that are wanting to be transparent, when they want to go deeper, they want to go high level with me. I'll go deeper. I'll look at your P&Ls, I'll look at your balance sheet, I'll look at your net worth, liquidity, passive income, all that good stuff, whatever you want to share with me. But expect that I will coach you. Now, with that said, if you're running any other business out there, you have a brick and mortar, you have a high overhead, you got employees, it's lower. It's probably 5 to 15% profit margin. Okay. So keep that in mind when you're running the numbers. If you're not within that strike zone, could be a potential red flag or good news. Maybe you're shorting yourself. I was coaching once upon a time a couple, husband, wife, that ran a real estate business, brokerage, sales. They had a property management, right? They had over 400 doors. And also, I was coaching them on their investment company. So they had three different companies. I was coaching on all three. Okay. And we looked at numbers all the time. We looked at, retention, click-through rates, you name it. I get very nerdy on some of these different things. At any rate, they were at a very, very good profit margin where I said, hey, you could squeeze some more juice out of this. Why don't you up your marketing budget 5% more? Because your marketing budget should be roughly about 10%. In real estate, that's kind of the norm. If you go higher than that, it's kind of not advisable. Okay. In any other business, well, if your profits are 5 to 15%, your marketing budget is probably higher in the 25% range. Man, I might be losing you on some of this video, some folks, but don't sweat it. That's why you want a coach, a mentor, an advisor, a CPA, et cetera, et cetera. And if you looked on my channel, I have a disclaimer. I'm not your tax accountant. I'm not a CPA. This is not advice that you're going to heed and make it your own. No, you have your own professionals. You're an adult. Go seek your own advice. If you're your own professionals, if you have some doubts or some questions on what I'm delivering. Okay. Now, employees, that's another big expense that when you run your numbers, it'll probably be 15 to 30%. Okay. The other big expense is your brick and mortar. A lot of realtors, they work out of their house. So their expenses aren't that high. They eliminate an employee, they eliminate a brick and mortar because they're working out of the house. So yes, their profit margins are higher. So if you're considering a new career, a side hustle, maybe think of real estate. Maybe think of being a realtor, and maybe call me. I'm open to working with people that want to get into real estate. I have a lot of different resources online. I could be your coach, mentor if you wanted, but I offer that because this is something I am an expert. I've been doing it since 17, 18 years old. And no, that wasn't 2 years ago. So that was a while back. And so anyway, I wanted to go deeper into this video because what triggered me today was I was working with a coaching client in Idaho, and we went through some of these numbers, and we went through his marketing, and he wants to go really, really big next year. He wants to do 50 transactions. And we talked very deeply about these different metrics on the tactic called farming. And so, like, this is why I own a magazine company. This is why I like mailers, is because sometimes when you're on this digital device, there's too many distractions, right? And so some people think that the only way to market is online, scrolling with an ad. No. I want to add something else for you to think about. I might make a whole new other video on this, but I want to kind of plant the seed to show you the broad scope of my knowledge. It's massive. So there's a thing called VAX, VAKS, VAKS. Who knows what that stands for? I paused on purpose because VAKS stands for visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and smell, scent. There are people out there that we all have senses. Some of us, the prevailing is one of those four. Visual, are you very, very, I need to see what you're talking about. See what you're talking about. Well, yeah, I'm visual, but talk is audio, right? I could hear what you're saying. Okay, audio, right? Kinesthetic. This is exactly why mailers still work. Okay, there's several gurus that I subscribe to that coach me. They're still popping stuff in the mail. And if you're opposed to that, you got to reconsider this because you don't know where your audience is. Okay, kinesthetic. They like to touch, feel the magazine or mailer or postcard. Later on my mastermind today, we're meeting with these guys right here. Okay. And we're going to be talking about different mailers in our mastermind. So if you happen to have a chance or interest in Joe Mendoza's mastermind, we go into postcards and mailers and why there's a different technique for every mailer. And I go really deep. Like I said, I've got a massive amount of knowledge in my head because of all the coaches, trainings, masterminds, things I've invested on to learn like crazy to help me, also to help my clients. And I always am on edge because if my clients aren't satisfied with my production, they fire me. And truth be told, I'm not giving them value, so I deserve to be fired. Okay. That's why I keep learning and growing, and so should you for your own business and to level up, right? So, anyways, when you're doing mailers, that might be part of your marketing budget or strategy. Don't just go online, folks. This, yeah, I do it. Some of you been drawn to me by an ad. Okay. I did a recent challenge recently on investments in commercial real estate. That was 100% um, online ads, and the show rate was very, very low. Okay. So, anyway, I don't want to go too many directions on this video, but visual, audio, kinesthetic, sensory. Okay. Make sure when you're marketing, you think about those four different senses as well. Okay. I just gave you some different metrics on your business. I also dropped some gold on mailers and marketing. Again, December 4th, if you're here locally in San Diego County, uh, I'd love to meet you. I'd love to see you at my event. Shane and I, he's the CEO, the big dog of Icon Industries. He and I will be presenting. We will share our wisdom, our knowledge. And Shane's a badass, guys. He's a major badass. I like that guy a lot. That's why I collaborated with him. Check him out, Icon Industries in Escondido. Joe Mendoza, peace out. I love you guys. See you soon. Feel free to reach out. DM. I gave my email, support at joemendozateam.com. Joe Mendoza with a Z, team.com. If you have any interest in connecting or attending December 4th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. See you soon. God bless. Have an amazing day and happy Thanksgiving, especially if you're celebrating. Have a great time. This is a time where you want to be grateful, be with your friends, your loved ones. And if you don't have anybody, look at my other video, guys, because I really went into something that surprised me very much, that I had a lot of people watch that video. Uh, and it was about gratitude, and it was about living, and it's about a lot of different things. But I'm going to keep dropping it, guys. Peace out. Love you guys. God bless. Don't stress. Be grateful. See you later.